April 29th, 2009, Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Good morning, Mother dear. We've got 2 days of controlled movement, so I'm not working today. I didn't work yesterday either. Thank God, this is the last day of controlled movement. These people here have no idea how to do an organized controlled movement. Everything's a cluster the way they do it, and they get each other all confused. They had a good setup for controlled movement at EKCC. I don't like controlled movement, but at least it weren't screwed up and confusing there. I didn't have anything better to do right now except read another Smoke Jensen Mountain Man book. I don't feel like doing that right now, so I figured I'd send a letter to you and keep writing throughout the week. I thought I'd get a letter from you yesterday, but I didn't. Tell redacted that I probably won't write another letter to them until June sometime. I'm going to wait until the new commissary opens to buy more stamps. Actually, I'm going to buy one more stamp from this old commissary. Only so that I can get a receipt showing how much I paid for the stamp so I can put it in my book. The contractors for the old commissary didn't get the contract for the new commissary, so they raised the prices on items until they leave. They are now selling stamps for 44 cents instead of 42. They're not supposed to make any commission on the stamps, and that's a federal law. But that's the reason I'm not going to write to redacted until June. Because I'm not going to buy stamps for 44 cents from these ignorant pieces of shit, except to put the receipt in my book to show that they were breaking a federal law and being permitted to do so by the prison system. I started buying green tea as well as coffee, and now I drink more green tea than I do coffee. I'll probably go back to drinking more coffee again once I'm out of this piss hole, and I'm able to have it from the coffee pot again. But this green tea is pretty good, and it's also good for you too. I'm sitting here right now trying to think of what else to read, and my mind wandered back to when I bought all the vehicles I've bought when my business was going good. Unfortunately, my thoughts got interrupted by this fat piece of shit that's in the hallway telling some lies about himself. He's one of those people that does a whole lot of talking with no action to be seen. He was talking to someone in the hall a couple of days ago, telling them that in 9 months he could lose all the fat he has and turn it into muscle. He said he used to weigh 195 pounds in all muscle. Right now, I'd say he probably weighs 300 pounds, and no sign of ever breaking out in a sweat in his life. I can't stand ignorant people like that. All he does is sit in his room. I never see him outside except to go to the chow hall. The moron! People like that make me sick, so I'll do my best to avoid them. I guess that's all I'm going to read for now. Time to find me something else to do. Thursday, 7 a.m. Good morning. I'm here again. I thought once again yesterday that I'd get a letter from you, but I still didn't. Oh well. Maybe today I will. I have an hour to go before I have to be at work, so I thought I'd write a bit more to you and read a bit more from another Smoke Jensen Mountain Man book that I just started reading last night. I'm going to put a chip on my wall in my room in here. One side is paint, and the other side is asbestos, I think. Actually, I'm quite positive it's asbestos. But the reason I'm putting the chip in here is to see if you can take it to one of those hardware stores and have them find out if it's lead paint. We already know that there's asbestos in the condemned building they're housing us in. I want to know if the paint on the walls is lead paint. I have a feeling that it is. Today's back to normal. No more controlled movement. Thank God. I think the guys all hurt their brains doing the controlled movement for 2 days. I think the qualifications to get a job here as a guide is that you have to be smarter than a housefly. I found another thing to put in my book when I weren't even looking for it. The steam pipes they have for the heating system is above ground and suspended about 10 feet in the air by steel T-poles. They're right outside my window about 30 feet away from the building, and they go all around the whole complex. The one area of the pipes outside my window is where 2 pipes are joined with a valve fitting between them. I were looking out my window yesterday at the cows in the field across the road and happened to notice steam coming from one of the adjoining fittings. And then I looked a little harder at it and saw water dripping from the pipes fitting. In other words, the seals are broke, and by the looks of the ground below, the water dripping it has been broke for a long time, because the ground is bare where the hot water drops have been landing. This state is telling on themselves and don't even know it. I guess I'm going to stop here now reading my book. Hopefully I get a letter from you today. Friday, 6:45 a.m. Good morning, Mother dear. I just got back from breakfast. I had oatmeal, blueberry muffin, and 2 sausages with 2 cups of apple juice and 1 pint of milk. Now I'm drinking a cup of coffee and writing to you. Whoops. Be right back. Have to take my vitamin C pill. I bought a bottle of them. Okay, I'm back. That made me pucker. I signed up for classes yesterday. The science class was already full, so I signed up for English 101 and religious studies. It will cover my humanity classes that I need. That's all I care about. After the second to the last head count, they passed out mail. I stood outside my door expecting to finally hear my name called. But, for some reason, they didn't call it. Guess nobody loves me anymore. Ugly face drawing titled Supposed to Be a Wink didn't quite turn out like I intended it to look. I were watching the news yesterday while I were at work and saw that the swine flu has hit Maine. Make sure you wear a face mask when you're driving people around and have someone clean the inside of your car out. Or put plastic covering on the interior. You don't know what someone else could have, and I don't want you catching that swine flu because of someone else's ignorance. I'm going to be calling you tomorrow, or maybe even today, so I'm telling you this stuff too. I guess that's all I'm going to read for now. I'm going to read some more in the speed reading book I found. I started it yesterday, and when I started I took the test they have, and I was reading 156 words per minute. I took it a second time in the next chapter, and did what they said, and was reading 326 words per minute. It's a good book. It brings out a lot of good points about a lot of different things, and shows you how to understand and grasp everything that you're reading, even at a higher rate of speed. Hi again. It's 8:30 p.m., or around there. I called you earlier, so now I won't call you for 2 weeks. Right now I'm waiting and watching out the window continuously at the weather. It's supposed to be really bad tonight, and right now the clouds are quite dark, but it's only rained a little. I'm kinda hoping I'll get to see a tornado. It's going to start raining hard shortly here, so I'm going to stop here and write more either later or tomorrow. Saturday, about 8 a.m. Good morning. We didn't get a tornado. We didn't even hear of one happening anywhere. When I went back to sitting by the window and watching the weather after I wrote it to you, it all became calming down, so I were quite disappointed. I'm waiting for head count right now and drinking some green tea. I'm not sure what I'm going to do after head count. We're going to go work out, but I can feel shit trying to build back up in my chest, trying to form another chest cold. It pisses me off because I just got rid of it. People that are sick here can't seem to keep their crappy sicknesses to themselves. They don't pay attention to their coughing and shit. I'm going to find me a face mask today and start wearing it until this flu crap is over. I'm pissed at even the thought of catching this crap again. I went through 2 rolls of toilet paper the last time I had it. Let me tell you a story. See, when I were growing up, my mother made me wear a hat when it were cold out and told me, "Who cares what you look like as long as you don't get sick?" That taught me something from my adult years, especially when something like the swine flu happens. Especially now that I'm in a place where I'm around a lot of different people that I don't know. I don't care what I look like around these people by wearing a face mask, as long as I don't get sick. Especially with a deathly swine flu. Hint, hint. I'm going to stop here and go locate myself a face mask. And if I can't find one, then I'm going to make one. Sunday, 7 a.m. Good morning, Mom. I just got back from eating breakfast. I had grits, toasted bologna, sandwich, and milk. I also had an orange too, but I brought that back with me and I haven't eaten it yet. I have an issue right now that I have to take care of this morning. I have 3 different guys that want me to be their roommate, and I told them that I would. The problem is that there's only 2 people per cell, and another problem is that I decided to stay right where I am because I have a view from my window where I can see outside of the prison fences. I actually have probably one of the best rooms in this place, so I'm going to stay put. I was talking to 2 of the guys yesterday. It started out I was only talking to one, but then the other one walked over a while and I was talking to the other. I told them what we're here for when they asked me, and they told me they were sorry I got sucked into that sting. They said they know about the whole thing and didn't believe the show was ever reeked to begin with. One of the guys is not more than maybe 25 years old and keeps looking at me like I'm a celebrity because I told him I'm writing a book about the whole thing. They both told me that the knowledge of my charge wouldn't go any further than them 2. And by the way they were looking at me, I believed them too. Too funny, I think. It's raining here right now. Not hard. It's between a drizzle and a late rain. I'm going to stop here so I can go shave and shower. Then I'll come back and write about my college classes. I'm back again. It's about 8:45 a.m. now. I'm all cleaned up again. I decided to make it easy and send you a copy of the brochure thing I have for my classes, so you can understand them better. Okay. I just went through and marked some of the things on the brochure pamphlet papers, so maybe it will help you understand some of it easier. I'm going to stop here and get all of this in the envelope and ready to mail out. Do me a favor and wear a face mask. Please. P.S. Tell Redacted I said hello. I love you. Lorne.